And tell me what it was like being a part of this today.
It was like pretty realistic. Like you can feel how it's gonna happen in real life, and it's especially being like even the guys from the fire station like dragged you out by arms or put you on the tarps. It felt really realistic to the point.
I'd say it's very eye-opening. You can't really put into perspective a lockdown drill compared to like an active shooter compared to a lockdown, I say, but this was more real and seemed more higher stress than what we make it in a classroom setting.
I thought the authority that was in the building really just put it into perspective for everybody. Having the SWAT guys, with helmets, with empty magazines. I mean, not just having everything blocked off, though, but just having that just that aspect of authority in the building. I mean, we don't have that during school. I mean, yeah, like when we have the fire alarms. I mean, we have a fire truck here, but having officers and SWAT guys in the building walking over you as you're laying on the ground, it's just that's what kids experience at the age of 15 through 18. I mean, you're experience that having those detrimental things happen to your life all the time. So
I feel the kids are taking the drills not as serious as they could, and it's when you're in a situation like this, I don't think they understand until they're put into it that it's pretty serious.
When you were laying there, what thoughts were going through your mind?
I mean, I was a dead person, so obviously I saw as someone would be alive, they'd go after the alive people first. So then I was just laying there, and I'd be able to see, here's the SWAT, and then see the paramedics and the police and see how that interacted. So seeing that as, how the process works was kind of eye-opening and just showed how real it actually is. It's not just, you're going to sit in your classroom and this could happen or that could happen, but this was, a real experience.
It was different seeing how big of a rush they were in, just to talk to you, and then, they had to move on to the next person, but they'd come back for you. But they got to you at a point.
And that's the thing, they come to you and you're you think on your list that you're the priority. I mean, they're I should be first, I should be first, I should be first. But then they go past you and they're stand by, I'll be back to you. And you're all right, well, I'm going to die here. So, but then they have other people laying there and you forget that we're going to have 3,000 kids in our school. And in order for them to get to every single kid, they can't be sympathetic. I mean, they can be sympathetic, but they can't spend their entire time dealing with that one kid. So that was just kind of I think the experience of having them talk to you and actually not be fake, because we could have done a drill where they just simulate it and they don't talk, they're not personal with you, but they're going through their whole thing how they would on an accident. They're talking to you what's your name, are you breathing, how are you doing? And I think that's just they went through that, kids went through that, and I think that was crazy and good for everybody to see.
Those guys are actors. Those are the guys that are going to be here if something were to happen. What's that like to know that those are the guys?
It's pretty trustworthy. They were some big dudes, and just seeing them walk by you and they aren't messing around. They'd step over you. They weren't smiling or anything like that. So it was it's pretty trustworthy to know that they were going to take care of you.
And it's all serious. There's no fun and games in it. It's this to this to this, and it's for the benefit of everybody. So.
And then like you said, laying on the ground, you're not going to be the kid that's going to be messing around when you have a SWAT guy walking over you. And I think that's something for people to understand, that when we have a lockdown drill in school, that's serious. If we have to do that, imagine that you have a SWAT guy in your building coming. You're not going to be messing around. It's life or death, and some kids I don't think understand that. So I think that's just something for everybody to understand.
I feel that even though it was a drill, they were still they were yelling, and even though you were fine and everything, they were yelling at you to get out of the way and whatnot.
And it was still we had 15 or 20 people, and compared to our school, how big it is, it still just showed how loud and chaotic it can be even in that small setting. So it just shows the level of attentiveness you have to have during it too.